Is it easier to deal with all the media, considering they're not constantly asking questions about someone like Miesha, who you really have a disdain for, instead of this go around?
It's nicer to change it up, and I really feel like my career has matured past the point where that's really necessary. I think in the beginning, when I kind of started that whole rivalry thing, it was needed at the time. You know, people needed to care about why we were fighting, because they weren't going to care just about the fight itself, because they didn't care about women's fights back then. So then it was kind of like a necessary evil, and now I feel like, you know, women's MMA is at a point where it's not needed, and so I don't have to really partake anymore. Even if someone tries to, like, you know, starting a fight with me is very lucrative for the other girls. So even if they try to start it with me now, I really don't have to oblige anymore. And yeah, so Miesha's probably the last person I'll engage in that kind of way.
Thoughts on, this is the first time you've had someone maybe even relatively close to you in mat hours and competitive level. Thoughts on that with Sara?
I think it really makes this interesting fight, that our pedigrees outside of MMA are so similar that like a lot of people with, like, my last fights, the other girls would have more MMA experience than me, but they wouldn't have as much, you know, competition experience as me. And this is the first time where I'm fighting somebody and she's fighting somebody that is so similar. You know, we both have very relatively few years in MMA. We have so many years in competition, and so when that was exposed as being an advantage, because it really is, we're both undefeated, and having more MMA experience didn't really outweigh having more athletic competition for the girls so far. I mean, that's what's really shown with both of our records, and so eliminating that that advantage, people are gonna, like, there's much more wonder there, because, okay, all right, you're an Olympian, and this other chick, you know, started doing MMA a few years ago, and they're not that level. So once you get rid of that discrepancy in athletic caliber, it really comes down to who's the better mixed martial artist, and I think that's what makes this fight really interesting.